And we're back to
Before we
another
go
episode
in,
of Let's Play Dragon Quest
I want
XI
you to
Echoes of the
promise me
Elusive
something.
Age. I'm your host, RPG Guy. And we're continuing on here. I was actually trying to get crafting items, and I wasn't thinking about logistics,
On
and
the
I'm
other
like,
side
oh,
of this
crap.
door is someone very important to me. More precious than any treasure. I want you to swear you'll do everything you can to save her.
So we find out about the
I'd been
backstory again.
drifting around the world for who knows how long when I bumped into this guy calling himself the Seer. He had a prophecy for me. He told me to go after the orb. That if I did, I'd meet the luminary somewhere deep underground. And that if I helped him, I'd finally be forgiven. Meet my little sister. Mia. So I've been thinking, now you've got the Sword of Light, your powers are maxed out, right? Maybe you can use them to break the curse. Please. It might not work, but it's gotta be worth a try. She might have been turned to gold, but my sister's still in there. I know it.
So, just as a heads up too, I've been rebuilding up characters' gear and stuff. I went ahead and crafted new gear for the characters I could. I'm like one gold nugget away from giving Hendrik a pretty good gear upgrade for the time being. Um, Serena's gotten a gear upgrade as well that puts her into the costume she had earlier. So, just as a heads up, trying to knock some of that out because I know you guys don't need to sit through all that crap.
Eric? I had the weirdest dream. I was so lonely and scared. But then right at the end, I felt happy. I dreamt that you saved me from the darkness.
I'm sorry, Mia.
Don't worry about it. I forgive you.
Did you hear that? Forgiveness. The last part of the prophecy's finally come true.
Sure.
You've helped me, so I'm sure gonna help you. I'm with you to the end, partner.
Alright. So he got his forgiveness. Yay! And back here you can see, no Gildenhall. See, I was thinking to myself in my brain, oh, I could just go get more golden nuggets that way. And the reality was that was not to be. That was not to be at all. So now we got to figure out what we want to do and how we want to go about doing it. And I'll be honest here, is that the more I think about what we need to get done and what we need to do, there's two ways we can go about it. Again, let's go and actually do... Let's do this. Since we can use this right now. So we've been to pretty much all the islands and knocked all that stuff out, right? So, as far as I'm concerned, there's really only a handful of things we need to do. And so, for what I think it's worth, we need to do some whale way locational stuff. So we can get some free shit that way. So here's where there now gold nugget spawns here every once in a while, so I'm going to be checking this maybe one or two more times during the episode to see if we can get one to spawn again, because we only need one more. Technically I could use two, but I'm willing to just wait on that second one. We're one gold nugget short of me making something I want to make, and I might actually have arrived. There's a Lucida shard, which we also needed. We need like 2 more of those, so we might be coming back here off and on for a bit. But that nugget is usually here. Yep, there it is. We'll grab that. So I gotta probably every 15 minutes in game, or 20 minutes, 30 minutes in game, check that out, or so. We'll grab this. Nice. So some mini medals, again, nice to have those. Let's go to Schneefelheim. Is there some stuff we can find there? That we may as well knock out. And again, it's just we're making gear that will help some encounters and boss fights that are new, and that would be eventually coming up. So that's the reason why I'm putting out the effort to get all this stuff right now. Again, it's not necessary by any stretch of the imagination to do any of this, but I like getting it done. And I'm probably and right now I'm putting some of the side questing stuff off to the side. I'm not going to worry about it right now. There's just no reason to waste time with those. We could just knock those out sequentially back to back as needed. Whereas when I'm trying to complete something, there's no point in starting up something else when I'm not going to be in that area, in the general area anyway. Get these. And away we go. Away, up and away. So this might actually end up being a shorter episode just on principle here. We want to head to... Make sure I get it, because this is one of the easiest ones to forget. Is this location. Alright. And you can see it way in the tucked away in the back there. Really not much of interest except colorful cocoons here. We can also buy all the gemstones we want, except diamonds, so we don't need to worry about saving those. So we got 3 chrono crystal. And away we go. As we are now going to be heading, there's one, I believe, in the Sniffelheim region, Whaleway, and then there's going to be one in Hoto. The other part of Hoto we haven't really explored as much with or in. So we'll head, not there, over here. Again, it's that huge crafting stuff that we're trying to knock out. And for what it's worth, I may not even craft half of it at this exact moment. We also need to get a Gubricant, which to get us caught up on weapons. But again, it's my laziness kicking in going, do we really need to do that? Do we really need to waste time with that? A Royal Ruby. Oof. Enemies have dramatically changed here from that furry, fuzzy dragon that was eating up all those dudes. Good way to get ice crystals, though, in case we need it. Sage Staves, Scholar Specs, and Minister Mitts, and Rubies of Protection. Okay. So move on here to one, and I believe Hoto will be good. That should get us mostly caught up with that. And as far as like everything else goes, I think we'll be caught up with like gazebo opening. If I'm missing one, it would probably have to be on the islands, and I just overlooked it while we were running around, which is possible. I'm sure I've done dumber things, but I'm not gonna worry about it at this exact moment. Again, we're looking to see if there's any Densinium. I think that's the other location. We do get a diamond. We need at least 4 of these as time goes on, so that's a spawning point. But we're going to end up at the battleground anyway, or whatever it is. Not the battleground. That big mine. We're going to have to go there at some point to do a side quest, probably next episode. And we can get, I think, diamond there as among other goodies that we would want to pick up. I love this location. Look at how cool that is. All those fucking dragons. Come on, who doesn't think that's awesome? I'm sure there's people that don't think that's awesome, but whatever, it's awesome. Fucking dragons. Open Sesame. And Sizzling Style. So a whole bunch of weapons that we'll debatably work on, but the Crimson Robes is a bigger deal than most of that stuff. I like how they're all grouped together, too. So with that said, let's zoom to Costa Valor. We're cut out for us. Well, this will give you guys, I'll do a little crafting so you can see what I've been working on here. So like the Inferno Blade and the Nebula, one requires the Lucidia Shard, Royal Ruby, Rock Bomb Shard, Lava Lumps. So we got a lot of that. It's not better than the Nebula Sword. But again, it uses an Agate of Evolution and a Lucidia Shard, so that's up in the air. We need a Gubricant. I need to go to that Slime Island and steal those for what it's worth. The Flying Tang is interesting at 339, so that's pretty strong. Not as strong as that, which we can make. So we might have to start looking at replacing one of the weapons here. We can only make this once. But we'll come back to those particular weapons here, because I want to see about some of the other stuff. We also need a Gubricant for that, too, if I really want to make that. And more Densinium, which... we even buy it now? I forget. Again, we have to be much more selective with what we're making. Supreme Sage's Staff. And the bright... Okay, and that we'll tackle this one later. But we will at some point need to make this for one of them because both of them can't use that. So that is probably the next big weapon we need to make. As you can see, I'm not looking to make it at this juncture. The Crimson Robe, we need firewood. I believe that's pretty easily obtainable, so I'm not worried about that. And we have enough of it to make at least 2, which we can definitely use. I don't know if it's a huge improvement for the characters though, but they need some. We need. Well, I'll double check that before we follow through. This should all be caught up. Yeah. To the usual standard. All right, and then we can make the Field Marshal footwear. So finally got the gold nuglets, and we have the serpent skin. And yeah, I went around fighting enemies and stealing from them to get all this, just as a heads up. This stuff's not necessarily that hard to find, but if you haven't been stealing throughout the game, I could completely understand why a lot of people would be struggling to find some of this gear. Specifically some of these items. Let's go with... I didn't get the crit. Let's use the Festus Flame. There's no way we'd get it all, so... I'll take it. We haven't equipped, I don't think, Hendrik with this gear yet, so that'll be fun. I believe... Again, the nuglets. It's pretty good, though. And then Sovereign Seal. Restart damage. That's just straight boost and goodies. This doesn't seem to do much of anything other than raise defense a bunch. This is nice, but it's very expensive to make, so... Until we can make it cheaper, I'm not worried. But Life and Skull Ring kind of blow. We can actually make this. I just need more serpent skin. Lamb's wool, I believe we can buy. So these shouldn't be too far out of ourselves wanting to make it. It raises deafness 8 more per glove. We'd want to make 2, perfect world, but thickened sense is kind of tricky to find, so I'd only make 1. We need Dracolite and more nuglets, so yeah, we need a lot of gold nuglets. We'll actually be able to buy them soon. We're just not there yet. We're just not quite there yet. So this is neat, but we're not going to make it because it requires resources we can put towards other things. And we definitely want to make. Okay, so that's relatively done. Let's gear up Hendrik. So he's got the jet. So if we go with the best stuff, right? Field Marshal's Finery. Look at that. What? 30, 47 defense difference. Big XP bonus. A little XP bonus there too. And then we have the Field Marshal Footwear that will replace the General Jack Boots, raising defense and his agility and HP as well. So putting him back in the same gear. I believe again if you're playing the Switch version, you can get an alternate color for this. I could be wrong. We did this on remade this on Serena. You get to see her with that in the long hair. I guess you get to see that technically anyway. And then we did Swindler King's Scarf and Stole, which really just remakes the piece of gear he's already got. So say what you will, at least it's done. Now the attacks here are 54. I'll show you left hand. It's 54, so it's really 108, right? So we need to debate these daggers. Or knives. That's a little weaker. That's just the way it is. It's a little weaker. This is a little stronger if you're doubling the attacks. But it's only a little stronger. So again, I stand by my... I take the stance that we may not need to make either of those daggers right away. They're not that big of an improvement. Plus 8, or plus, what is it? 8? That's a plus 3. Because he attacks twice. I mean, I'm not being that thoughtful about this. I'm just being very blunt. But I'm just saying, for what it's worth, it's not really that much better than what he's already got. And it actually, having the multiple attacks, actually allows for, in a sense, a better deal. That better deal being, it allows for the character to take 4 attacks, better chance at getting a crit. So that's why I stand by those other weapons. That's what we're gonna get. And then, yeah, we'll get that staff in due course, of course. The other one. But we'll put this on Rab, I think, for now. Because technically, he is the Supreme Sage. Okay, we're done. We're done with crafting for now. We still got a lot of other crap we got to figure out. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we'll give him that. It goes well with him anyway. At least I think it does. Let's rest till dawn. And let's zoom to Puerto Velour, since we're here. And I want to knock this side quest out, in a sense, within this shorter episode, because this episode fucking sucks. This episode's gonna suck because it's another pet power thing.
Puerto Velour. I have fond memories of this city. I trained here under Don Rodrigo. It has changed little over the years. This place made me the knight I am today. The training was rigorous and the conditions harsh. But Don Rodrigo was a fine teacher and a fine man.
Okay, darlings, you have fun now. I need to go and powder my horse. Ciao for now.
Sylvando, wait. You are Don Rodrigo's son, Roberto. I have long suspected as much.
You found out my little secret, huh? Nice work, Inspector Hendrik. I guess I should be flattered you even remember me from back then.
He's trying to forget.
I do not understand. Why would such a diligent boy, one so committed to the knightly cause, abandon it so utterly? Your father must surely disapprove. This is why you are leaving, correct? You mean to avoid him? At a time like this, you would put your personal concerns over those of your companions? Erdwin's lantern hangs low in the sky. Our world is in danger. If we are to have a hope of overcoming what awaits us, we will need your father's wisdom and experience. You will need it.
Okay, you're right, I guess. Papi does have a trick or two I always wanted him to teach me. Now's probably the time. I've made up my mind, darling. I'm going to face my Papi. But I can't walk into that room alone. Will you come with me?
Yeah.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
all right? Prepare for a heartwarming scene of reconciliation.
Alright, well, before we do any of that, reconciliation, there's a few things we can do. First things first. Here. Was it in here? Yeah, it was upstairs. We get a Technicolor Dream Cloth. Yay! And we can hit up the casino. I believe the casino has new stuff. Do I care is another story. We'll have to see. Alright. So we can, yeah, there is new stuff here. Agate of Evolution, Sainted Selma. I believe these are one-time items. We'll get them. Just so we can say we have them. Not that they're necessary, they're cheap though. And technically we could buy all of this. The question is it any good? I mean, it is good. It's clearly good. Spectralite is relevant, but not necessary. This is tough. We'll take it. But now we're gonna save the rest of our coins for now, because if I need to, we can do some other stuff. But really, it's because Serena could use a better shield. And yeah, it lowers the magic mending and stuff, but really, I don't care. She needs something different. That looks nice on her too. Why not? Alright, so there's that. Yay. Now, here's where things get weird. Is we gotta fight a boss fight coming up. Not in town, but we gotta go to an old dungeon to the bottom of it, fight a boss that requires us to use pet powers to beat it. And it doesn't require us to, but in order to get credit for this silly onslaught and benefit. And the benefit here is worth it, but it's definitely not fun. But
Hi, Papi.
Caramba! Norberto, you dare to show your face in my presence. And you have come to tell me something, see?
I'm sorry, Papi. Sorry. So sorry.
Sorry? What are you apologizing for? Foolish boy.
Huh?
You have become the knight in smiling armor you spoke of, see? You have made the whole world happy.
Not yet, Papi.
Then why are you here, hmm? Why did you come back if you have not yet done as you promised? You promised you would do this, Norberto. You gave your word. I did not raise you to be a failure. How dare you come to me and...
Papi.
So much anger.
Damn you, boy. If I were younger, I would put you over my knee. What kind of a knight makes an oath and does not fulfill it?
Wait. Papi, did you say knight? You still think of me as one? You have no idea how... Oh, thank you, Papi. Thank you. I guess it wasn't very knightly of me to come back before I'd fulfilled my promise, huh? But I had a good reason.
Erdwin's lantern, see? Yes. Great evil is afoot. I feel it.
I feel it too, Papi. We all do. And how can I make people happy if that thing is up there making their lives miserable? It's impossible. Which is why I'm going to do something about it. Only then can I fulfill my vow and make all the people of the world smile again. But there's just one teensy-weensy little thing we need to ask you. We want you to help us.
Don Rodrigo, an ill wind blows through the world. We would call upon your wisdom. We would ask for your aid in banishing the darkness.
Okay.
You walk in here after all these years and start asking favors before you even say hello, Hendrik. As clumsy as ever, I see. Very well. You shall have my aid. If I can help you to erase the dark star from the sky, I will.
Oh, Papi! Really?
Como no, Norberto, of course. A knight serves the weak untiringly, even if they are his son and his former pupil. I have just the thing to toughen you to a great trial that has tested the skills of knights across the generations.
A great trial, Don Rodrigo. For you to call it such, it must be a test indeed.
Oh, it is. You have been to Heliodor, see? Then you know the King's Barrow. 2 golden giants dwell in its darkest depths. You will defeat them. But mere victory will not suffice. No, you must show true unity, true chivalry. You must perform the executioner together, and with it strike the final blow. If you succeed, you will be rewarded with one of the most powerful weapons ever created. With that weapon to aid you, not even the greatest of evils will stand in your way.
Ooh.
Oh my! That sounds like quite a prize. Very well, Papi. Challenge accepted.
You always did have enthusiasm to spare, Norberto. I hope it will be enough. I will open the King's Barrow for you. After that, you're on your own.
Alright, so that's gonna be an interesting quest. But I guarantee you we're not gonna have enough time to complete that and a few other things we want to get done. So I'm gonna do a few things as well before we get, in a sense, too far here. I want to go and, because it's easy to forget, I'll head to Champ Sauvage South to get another one of the books of Dresden. So we'll get that knocked out now, because then there's only one book left. And we won't be getting that last book until we get some other things set up first. We can kill a couple birds with one stone. Unless I get, like, stick up my butt and decide to do it earlier, of course. But we're going to take a look at it now. It should be... Yep. there's the third book. So far, the books haven't been that troublesome to find. The fourth one, if I'm not mistaken, is a little trickier. Okay, and while we're here, I want to start one other thing, because it's going to be easy for me to forget. It's a side quest thingy that can be started, but you have to go to the whaleway to do it. And we were just fiddling around through that, so now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, maybe we should do this now and then worry about it later. Okay, so... Now, we were over this way earlier, so that's what makes me a little annoyed. But I also did it on purpose. You might be saying, why? And I said, my answer is, I want another gold nugget. We need them! And I don't think it's going to be here, because I don't see the thing that I think is supposed to spawn there. We'll see. We need them! Oh, actually it might have respawned. There's a Lucida shard, which again, we need more of those. Nice. Now that I'm thinking, let's see, there's the dude there. So we're learning about something with Kai, and yes, we'll help him. Now this is strange because it's not a straight up subquest. You kinda have to just know about it by talking to people here. And then, more importantly, or just as importantly, we'll come down here and talk to this dude. We get a slime crown, 3 of them actually for our trouble. This is an easy quest that we can just knock out right now. So I'd like to get this stuff done as soon as possible. That would require us to do this. Okay, what's in question, I believe, is right over here. We'll also grab the Savvy Sapphire and Ice Crystal while we're here, if it's respawn. Sometimes that ruby respawns faster than the coin, but it looks like it's here. No! Don't attract them over here. Go, 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 go! To Honolulu, as we're about to get attacked on all sides. Anywhere but here, I say. Now we can turn this in now. So we get 3 slime crowns, and we be done. And at this point, excluding 2, we should be mostly done with these. Yeah. Excluding 2, and then there's this one here, this one here, this one here, this one here. So we've got 6 more quests to clear. Oh boy. But we're getting there, guys. We really are. 6 more of those, and we're done with those pretty much relatively forever. Which is interesting, in a way. And we're going to be doing side quests that are not related to the main quest, so, or related to those types, like this one with Don Rodrigo. So we need to zoom to the Emerald Coast to really get this underway, for what it's worth. And it's going to be a bastard. So, really, let's see. Looking pretty good here. I love how there's just concentrated rage around here now, as opposed to what used to be around here. I think we're actually all healed up too, are we not? Yes, yes we are. So I would say this is a great place for us to stop. I know this episode's not as long, but we've done, outside of this and one other quest, it's going to probably take a large chunk of an episode to get through. I figure we could save that for the next one, because if you take out the regular side questing and opening of all the gazebos and stuff, that's, you know, what's coming up isn't as important. So knocking this side quest out is going to be huge. And you're going to get to see some cool stuff for us doing that. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I'm your host, RPG Guy. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/JackTarStudios, for more live gaming action that you don't want to miss out on. And when we come back, we will tackle the 2 golden statues at the bottom of the Kingsborough. And then we're actually going to go to one other ultimate key place, which is a location we've been to before. It's not on our Zoom list, though, because we have to rediscover it. And we're also going to fight another boss and unlock some other stuff as well. So thanks for stopping by, guys, and we will see you guys next time.